your radio, on your computer.
Double down.
4 points. MCH.
And welcome back to the Bob Murphy Invitational. We are back into action now. The Christmas music bringing us into your third round of action here at the Bob Murphy Invitational. We get you back underway as right up in front of us is Coy Russell. He's taking on Gabriel Rangel. Rangel ranked 7th in the state in Class 2A as Coy Russell leading 3-2 in this match over Rangel, and double overhooks here by Rangel as Russell's got the underhook on the right side. Now a headlock attempt by Rangel. Upper body. I'm not sure you want to be here with an experienced wrestler like Rangel, but a nice job here by Coy Russell. 1:15 left to go in the second period, and a 3-2 Coy Russell lead. Roger Reed, welcome back as we got ourselves a little food, and we are back and ready to go with this wrestling action here.
I was just saying, Jamie, if you're Coy Russell, that's not where you want to be with Gabe Rangel. You want to be low level. You want to attack. I'm going to check. I got the clock going right now. You want to attack low level. If you're Coy Russell, you want to use that quickness, that speed, that explosiveness, and you want to stay out of the roly-poly scramble situations. Because I'll tell you what, we were just talking at lunch with some of the other coaches, and Assumption does a great job in that scramble. I guess there's a scramble camp that you can go to, and that's all you do is
they had one
scramble.
right here this year.
So, you know, you've got to really work to. You've got to really work. There's a nice shot by. That's exactly what Russell needs to do. He had to snap down and try to shoot that bulldozer double. And Rangel now with the front headlock. 12 seconds. Rangel with the front headlock on Russell. Russell with the down block. Let's see if he can crossface. Rangel's going to try to cut two. No points yet. Nice job. Nice scramble by Russell. Nice scramble by Russell there. 2.1 seconds as Rangel got in on a double. Yeah, there was about 2.1 seconds left. I think our towel guy got in a position where he couldn't see the clock because where the action was. And we'll see what happens, how its thing plays out. So see if they. And the period's going to be over. So it's going to be Rangel's choice. Is going to choose down again. Jamie, you don't want to give up. If you want to give a point up here, it's got to be one. You don't want to give up two here. If you're Coy Russell, you want to go back to your feet. There's a stand up by Rangel. There's a 1-point escape. Now they're going back to their feet, neutral position. Tell you what, this would be a huge. There's a fireman's carry by Rangel. Got in deep on Russell. Russell showing in on a single now. Let's see if he can finish it. Got to get it up off the mat. Don't want to stay down with it. Here comes that funky move from Rangel as he went over the head. And that's exactly what you got to watch for when you wrestle these Assumption wrestlers. Coy Russell was in a great single, and now he's going to be close to being pinned. There's the fall right there. Neck wrench, slapped the leg in, stepped over the top of Coy Russell, and that's going to be a fall by Gabe Rangel. Tell you what, that Assumption funk, you just got to, Jamie, it's kind of inexplainable. You pick a leg up and you think you got a tight grasp on it, and you end up getting thrown to your back. And I think the only way to beat that is if you get them up off the mat. Once you're in on that shot, to pick them up, get their hips up, get them up off the mat, so then they don't have any brace underneath to do that to you.
And I believe we have Max Ridenauer up for West Delaware down there on mat number 1 as Ridenauer, I guess that match is over.
Ridenauer's going to win 8-6.
Yes, he is. He was taking on Cody Rittner. Sorry.
Well, that's a huge.
Sorry about that, as we were watching the match over here with Coy Russell, and we didn't see Max Ridenauer, but he's going to pick up the win, 8-6, the final score in that one. So Ridenauer,
that's huge.
Is 2-1 on the day.
That was huge. And now I think we're at another standstill, Mr. Jamie Vasky. As they're doing the 5 and 4 brackets right now, looking ahead, Ridenauer just wrestled at 160. Weight 70 is a 4-man bracket. 182, Corey Russell just wrestled. We should have Scott Taylor has a bye in round 3, so we will not see him this round. At 220, Will Winger will not wrestle this round. He's got to sit out one round. There are 5 wrestlers at 220, so a wrestler will sit out. And Jamie, I believe that's it. Let's scan my program here just to make sure, but I believe that is it for this round. And then it's going to be bang, 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 160 and 182. That's it for West Delaware Hawks this round.
So that's going to do it. I'm not sure what the time frame is here for breaks, but they're going to take another short break here, I believe, after this round, or they're going to go in and start with the 4 and 3-man groups. So we will be back with you when we get more Hawks on the mats. So just stay with us as Dennis will back at the station doing a great job for us today. He'll get you some music back on the air, and we will get you back when we have wrestlers from West Delaware back on the mat. So that's going to do it for us here from now. You're listening to the Bob Murphy Invitational from KMCH Sports.
You're listening to High School Wrestling with Roger Reed and Jamie Vasky on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
And a welcome back here to the Bob Murphy Invitational here at the Seedorf Gymnasium as we are back to action here. We're going to do the 4-man round-robin brackets here first. And up for us right away, we've got Sam Phillips going on mat number 1 as Sam Phillips is taking on Kirk Momsen, and Bo Vasky is down here to our left. And Bo Vasky in this round is taking on Nick Johnson from Davenport Assumption. Vasky is up here. He's trailing Johnson 2-0 right now. And down there on the far side, Sam Phillips still scoreless against Momsen.
Well, Jamie, this is going to go a long way into deciding the team score here as the West Delaware Hawks hold a slim lead over the Assumption Knights. I believe it was a 3 or 6 point lead after those last 2 rounds. Vasky comes with a nice stand-up. Now it's 4-1. Johnson had a 2-point near fall on Vasky. And a nice escape by Vasky as he rolled out of the chicken wing. Now we're back to neutral. 21 seconds left to go. Phillips and Momsen just came out of a huge scramble. We were talking about the scrambleability of the Assumption Knights. And Mr. Jamie Vasky, you talked about the West Delaware Hawks having a scramble clinic here. And it's all about being able to fight out of those positions that you get yourself into and being able to scramble and score from them. 9 seconds left to go. Nice front headlock by Sam Phillips. Momsen hanging on and controlling elbows. It looks like this first period is going to go.
And Roger, both of these matches here with Vasky and Phillips are for the championship of their weight classes. Phillips has won 2 matches today. He's taking on Momsen, who's also won 2 matches today. And Bo Vasky, he's won 2 matches today, as has Nick Johnson from Davenport Assumption. So these are championship matches right here.
Yeah, Johnson only a sophomore, Vasky the senior, so hopefully that 2 years experience. But I'll tell you what, Johnson, very good hand control, comes to a switch on Vasky. Vasky with the re-switch on Johnson. Let's see if he can step through and Turk that leg. Johnson bails out, no change of points there. Momsen chooses down as Phillips deferred over to Momsen. Phillips trying to set up a cross-face cradle on Momsen. Tell you what, just really, really outstanding wrestling right now by all 4 wrestlers. Vasky sitting over that right ankle of Johnson and trying to set up that cross-face cradle. Nice cross-face by Vasky. Let's see if he can lock up that cradle. And Johnson goes belly down and bails out. Inside wrist now by Vasky on the left side of Johnson, trying to pull that out to a bar. Once again, Johnson backs over it, doing a nice job. Again, those Assumption Knights have great hip position. Spiral ride now by Vasky. Inside the thigh with the left, half Nelson with the right. Johnson comes with the stand-up. Vasky has to drop back in on a single. Got to go to a double finish, and off the edge of the mat they go. Nice job by Bo Vasky. 57 seconds left to go. Second period. Spiral ride by Phillips. Momsen comes to an inside stand-up. Phillips doing a nice job keeping control of the hips of Momsen. And again, if you're wrestling the Assumption Knights, you've got to control hips. Well, they've got great hips, and they do a good job of getting their hips out. Bovaski now doing a nice job sitting over that right ankle again, trying to shove that left elbow into the cross-face cradle, and Johnson doing a good job basing out. Vasky a little bit frustrated on top, but again, here's a time where you just want to be patient. You just want to grind on top. You want to make that opponent feel your weight, feel your pressure, and wear down just a little bit. Take them to the third period and maybe score. There's 30 seconds left to go. Second period, inside wrist by Vasky, trying to pull it out to a bar. See if he can scoop that. He's got the head of Johnson blocked. Let's see if he can thread the needle here and pop Johnson to his back. He's working hard on it. And once again, Johnson finds the edge of the mat. They're going off the edge, 15 seconds. Coach Litter says, hey, keep him down. 14 seconds left to go. Phillips and Momsen still goose eggs up on the board. Spiral ride by Phillips. 7 seconds left to go. And no points here in this second period as Phillips has done a nice job riding Momsen the whole period. So, Jamie, if you're Sam Phillips, I'm not sure where you go here.
Yeah, you're going to the third. You know, Davenport Assumption, they're always tough on top, but Sam Phillips is going to choose down here to start this third period.
And a warning by Johnson for stalling at the end of that second period as Bo Vasky. That's a great period by Bo Vasky, and Vasky's got to go down. Well, again, here you go. You got to stop that claw ride. That claw ride, a tight waist, and they come with a half Nelson, and they just scoop their hips. They go hip to hip, and you've got to create some space. There's a nice stand up by Vasky, and he's working some hand control. Vasky's going to sit out, turn in on Johnson. He's going to pick up a 1-point escape. Now it's 4-2. Great series of moves by Bo Vasky to clear Johnson and score a point, and we're back to neutral. Cross-body ride by Momsen. Nice roll by Phillips, and Phillips is going to pop his hips up. He's going to try to shake Momsen down. Momsen with the cross-body ride in one more time behind both arms. Phillips in that tripod position. He's going to try to shake Momsen one more time. A tripod roll by Phillips. And Momsen leeches on. He's got those suction cups leached in, locked on to the hips of Sam Phillips. Now power half Nelson attempt by Momsen, 104.
Got to make something happen here if you're Sam Phillips. You got to create a scramble here. He's flat on the mat right now. He's got to get up to his base, and Momsen just keeps wanting to put those legs in. So you got to try to avoid that and get up to your base.
Nice shot by Vasky. 1 point. Got a head scissor by Johnson. 4-3 now. Bo Vasky shot in on a nice double, and Johnson would put a head scissor on the head of Vasky. That was probably a smart move by Johnson to give up 1 instead of 2. Vasky would have been in on that. Now a shuck to a low single is Johnson. Scramble position by Vasky. He's got both ankles. Johnson trying to come out the back door. Got to be careful here. Don't want to give up 2. Vasky's going to scramble. See if he can come out of the scramble. Johnson's latched onto the left leg of Bo Vasky. Vasky trying to come up on top. Pick up 2. 50 seconds left to go. Just got to stick that cross body right in if you can. No points yet. Official down there looking close. Bo Vasky trying to get his hips up. Looking for 2. There's 2 right there. Gave him 2. Nice job, Bo Vasky. Gave him 2. Now you got to ride him.
And down there, Sam Phillips goes to the corner with a blood time. So we'll concentrate right now on this match with Bo Vasky and Nick Johnson.
Nice job by Bo Vasky. Tight waist. Chicken wing now is Vasky. Now I just want to take your time here, Jamie. Lock up that chicken wing. He's got chicken wing on the right side, inside wrist on the left. Take your time here. Apply pressure forward. Keep that head and chest of Nick Johnson down. Plant it to the mat. Take your time. You got 21 seconds. You got a pinning combination here. Johnson's locking up Vasky's legs so he can't get out to the side here. Be patient, Bo Vasky. Now drive. He's got that left shoulder posted. Now he can get out to the front. He can drive that chicken wing. You got 8 seconds left. Bo Vasky's going to win this match, Jamie. Vasky, what a smart match. Vasky's going to pick up 2 here. Don't give it back. That's going to do it right there. Nice work. 2-point near fall. Bo Vasky with the 7-4. That's one of the best matches we've seen Bo Vasky wrestle for quite some time, Jamie. 7-4. 12 seconds left to go. Might have overtime down on mat number. There's a Granby roll attempt by Phillips. And Momsen once again latches those double leg in. And we're going to go to overtime. First overtime match of the day. Jamie, that was a great match by Bo Vasky.
Yes, it was. Like you said, that's one of the better matches we've seen him wrestle, and he did an outstanding job there in coming out and getting this Hawk Invitational title.
All right, going to period 4, overtime. Sam Phillips at weight class 120. Let's see if he can win this match. Again, you got to penetrate. and you got to finish your shot here. You can't sit around. Once you're in on a shot, you can't sit on a
Vasquez's
leg.
final score was 5-4.
They didn't give him 2 at the end?
Nope.
There's a double by Momsen. He's in deep on Phillips. Let's see if Phillips can come out of it. Momsen switches off to a single, head on the inside, and a hard whizzer now by Phillips. Momsen comes up with the leg. Phillips is going to try to roll him. He's got him rolled. There's 2. There's 2. Phillips gave up. He had Momsen on his back. He settled for the 2. That's a scramble right there by Sam Phillips, and Coach Voss is a little upset there, Jamie.
He is.
Because Sam Phillips had Momsen on his back, and as soon as he got the 2, he'd let him off his back. In overtime, if you take him to the back, you can get the fall. They got it 5-0 up on the board, so they gave him 2, and let's see what they did. Anyway, regardless, Sam Phillips is going to win that match. It's going to be at least 2-0. We'll have to find out what the official score is. So that's we're going to put down 2-0 to overtime, but it's going to be more than that. It might have been 2-2. But again, as that's the thing right there. As a coach, yeah, you're happy for the kid that won the match, but late one of those things down the line, you got to take down an overtime. You had the kid on your back. Finish it with the fall.
Yeah. And either way, that's a big win for Sam Phillips and a big win for this team, because that just guaranteed him 14 points going into this. So, that's a big win for Sam Phillips, and he's got to build off that now. But like you said, you'd like to come in here and you'd like to gotten the fall there. But Bob Murphy Invitational title will be just fine.
Yeah, you bet. And that's an 8-point. That's 2 4-point differences there with Vasquez and Phillips. That's eight additional points to the West Delaware team score there that Assumption will not score. So, great match. Now up on mat number 3 right in front of us. I believe this is Mason Steffen. Let's check this out. And followed on 145. Mason Steffen taking on, and he's going to have a fall right here. He's taking on, that's 21 seconds. DeLine King, the freshman from Waterloo East. And that's going to be a fall in 21 seconds. So Steffen
going to get second on the
day. Steffen will take the silver medal today. But again, that's bonus points, Jamie. That's 2 points. That's a fall. That's what you're after right there. And now we got Jake Voss at 170.
They gave Sam Phillips a 2-0 win.
2-0. Yeah.
In that championship.
Yeah, and he'll learn from that. He'll learn from that. He was just happy to get the takedown. The takedown wins it. That's what you're thinking. Overtime, the takedown wins it. Well, we got Jake Voss right here taking on Austin Francisco from Fairfield. He's a senior, and Voss out early. That's a 7-second takedown on the throw by Jake Voss. Now he's going to go to work on that inside wrist. He's got that inside wrist on the right. He's going to try to roll that out to a bar. He's really working that head pressure. Got that inside wrist out. Francisco doing a nice job of facing off, staying square to Voss. Voss goes back to the hips, tries to get that wrist out, and Francisco's just backing over it. And we'll see if Jake Voss can go to something else, and he does. Tell you what, 2 great matches we saw there. Sam Phillips with a huge match. Bo Vasquez with just a nice, solid match of being patient, staying in great position, and being able to win those matches. So congratulations to those 2 Hawks. Jake Voss trying to get the gold medal here at 170. Got that inside wrist. Now he switched over to the left side. He rolled that inside wrist out to the left. And let's see what he decides to do with it. See if he'll set that farmer up. He's going to try to scoop the head of Francisco. And he's going to scoops around the head. Now he's going to scoop that and let the arm out. Well, he's going to go right to a drive cradle. And he's going to take Francisco to his back. That's a fall right there. I can see it. No daylight under the shoulders of Francisco. Boy, they cleared the clock in a hurry. That was about a 110, I think, fall. So Voss will win the gold there in a fall in about 110. So Voss pins his way through this tournament. 3 falls in 3, 6, 7, 731, 3, 4, 5. 731, excuse me, 721 he spent on the mat today with 3 falls. So outstanding job bumping up to 170. And filling in for Brent Lammer's not in the lineup today. Jake Voss bumping up to 170. And That's just a nice switch off. We're waiting for Patrick Woods to come up at weight class 113 up in front of us. While we do that, let's take a short break. Got some great sponsors. We want to give them a little airtime today because we certainly appreciate them. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with more hold-by-hold action. Stay with us. You're listening to wrestling right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Your home of variety. 4.7.
Back here at the Bob Murphy Invitationals, we're back to action as we got Logan Riley going up for the Hawks over here on mat number 3 down below us, and Logan Riley taking on Brennan Gold from Davenport Assumption. This is a championship match right here. Gold is up 2-0 here on Riley with 40 seconds left to go in this first period.
And Jamie, that was a double leg takedown by Gould, and immediately Gould goes right to that claw ride, and now he puts a cross-body right in on the right side of Logan Riley. And again, you got to have real good hand control. He's got a cross-body ride on the right. He's going to try to scoop that arm, scoop the left arm of Logan Riley. Riley's doing a nice job here. Riley's doing a nice job countering this cross-body ride by Brendan Gould. He's a senior for the Assumption Knights. 7 seconds left to go. If Logan Riley can go to the second period only down 2-0, that would be fantastic, and he will. Let's see whose choice it will be. It's going to be Riley's choice, and he's going to defer over to Gould, and Gould is going to choose down, it appears. Get a long, lean Brendan Gould. Again, you know, cradles and legs and claw rides and all that's coming. Jamie got another really good match in the center. Patrick Woods. Patrick Woods taking on Jacob Fensky. And this is one of those matches. You know, you got to think Woods is going to be favored, but Jacob Fensky, he's a sophomore and very wiry. And he's got a collar tie on Woods, going to try to hit him with a throw by. And Logan Riley doing a nice job. 30 seconds into second period. Riley is riding Gould.
And this is a number 1, Patrick Woods, versus a number 7, Jacob Fensky from Davenport Assumption. So a 1 versus 7 matchup here in the finals of the Bob Murphy Invitational.
And we talked about how strong the individuals were going to be here today, and we're seeing some good ones and some great matches so far. Stand up by Gould. Riley drops in on a single and off the edge of the mat. That's a little whip down by Gould, and he takes Logan Riley to the side of his ear, and Riley a little bit slow getting back up to the mat. Duck under attempt there by Woods, and Fensky fights that off. There's a nice low single by Woods. Let's see if he can finish it. He's going to cut across to a double, and Jamie, that's how you take Assumption out of their scramble right there. Woods got in on that single, switched over to a double, then climbed the body, and that's just a great job by the senior from West Delaware. That's smart wrestling. Gould on a stand-up. Back trip attempt by Riley, and Gould's going to split the hands of Riley and turn and face him, and now we're back to neutral. 49 seconds left to go. 3-0 lead for Brendan Gould, the senior from Assumption. Assumption trying to pick apart this early run by the West Delaware Hawks. There's a double leg takedown by Gould. He's in deep. And he's going to sit and turn on Riley and pick up the 2-point takedown. Patrick Woods on the whistle is going to go to tight waist and a bar on Fensky. And let's see if he can get some back points out of it. Fensky's going to clear that arm right now, and Woods is going to control hips. I just like Patrick Woods on top, Jamie, with that tight. He's keeping his hips in good control, and he's working the arms of Fensky, controlling that upper body and not letting Fensky get any hand control on him. 2-point near fall now by Gould makes the score 7-0 with 5 seconds left to go in the second. So we're going to go to the third period, and let's see whose choice is going to be. I think it's going to be Riley's choice. And Riley's going to go neutral.
We got Timmy Tutton down on the far side, mat number 1, as he is taking on Danny Bush from Davenport Assumption. Bush, the senior, Tutton, a senior, going at it here in a fireman's carry by Bush, and Tutton just about caught him on his back, but he's going to continue to that fireman's carry. He's going to keep the arm. He's got the takedown, and he's picking up near fall on Timmy Tutton.
That's just a solid job by Danny Bush. Anytime you shoot that fireman's carry, he kept that arm trapped, and When you keep that arm trapped, a lot of times that's going to happen. Scramble off the edge of the mat. We're going back to neutral as Riley and Gould. Woods now up 2-0. We're going to the second period, and there comes a claw ride by Fenske. And again, Patrick Woods chose to go down. And I'll tell you what, you have got to work great hand control, and you got to get some clearance with your hips. With Davenport Assumption, they just have to drill and drill and drill that. That must start at the elementary school down there at Assumption, where they put the legs in and they just work hip to hip. And it doesn't matter, you can roll and turn and boy, it's just like having a bee and honey right there, Jamie. You just can't get the stick off of you. There's a long double by Gould, and Riley doing a nice job. There's a 2-point takedown by Gould as he kept his toes in on the edge of the mat. It's going to be 9-0 right now with 52 seconds left to go. Major decision now by Brendan Gould. 1:16 left to go in the second period. Woods still hanging on to a 2-0 lead. Danny Bush now with Tim Tutton on his back. Bush up 8-0 in the first period. Might get the fall right here. Bush started last year. He wrestled here at 170. And then he dropped down. He slowly dropped down and wrestled 160, I believe, at the state tournament. Tim Tutton on his back. This is an Assumption West Delaware duel right in front of us. Nice job by Patrick Woods. Got his hips up. And Fenske fell off the top side, and Woods is going to pick up a 2-point reversal right here. There's the fall, 157. Danny Bush will pin Tim Tutton in 157, so Tutton will take the bronze medal today at this tournament. Bush is tough. Bush is tough, and we saw it right there. But again, you got to keep fighting. This is all about learning, and it doesn't matter where you are right now. It matters where you're going to be at the end of January and February. Woods up 4-0, 16 seconds left to go. Riding tough, 9-0 win by Brendan Gould. So Gould will take the gold medal, and Riley will take the bronze, or the silver, at weight class 120. Fullhart from Decorah will take the bronze medal here today. All right, it's going to be Fenske's choice to start the third period, and Fenske could not get out from underneath that ride of Patrick Woods. So instead of going down, he's going to go back to neutral. And again, try his luck at neutral. 4-0. Woods now with a really, really good low single. There's a nice snap down by Woods. Boy, that was a really, really nice snap down. He's got Fenske face down on the mat, and Fenske finds the edge. Boy, that was a really, really quick snap down. And Woods had him, but Fenske scooted around and found the outside edge of the mat there, so we got to go back to neutral. 1:38 left to go. 4-0 lead. Patrick Woods with the takedown and a reversal. Fenske has yet to dent the armor of this fine senior from West Delaware. 128, tap and go, sweep single by Woods. Let's see if he can get it up off the mat. Again, you got to get it up right here. You got to climb the thigh. He's got the left knee, the right knee of Fenske posted on the mat. Drive that shoulder right in the hamstring, climb up the leg. And that's exactly what Patrick Woods is doing. He switched off to a double. He's going to pick up 2 right there. Very nice job by the senior. Once again, he's showing why he's ranked number 1. Returning state champion, pulls his head out the back. And now he's going to cover the hips of Fenske for a 6-0 lead, 1 minute left to go. That was just a very, very, very nice sweep single by Patrick Woods. And now sit out turn in by Fenske, and Fenske is on top of Woods, and Woods is hanging on to the left leg. Fenske may pick up a 2-point reversal here. And he's going to step over the legs and he's going to pick up a 2-point reversal. It's 6-2 now. Patrick Woods giving up that reversal. Looked like Woods was in great position to ride this match out, and he got himself just a little bit out of position. And Fenske's going to cut Woods loose. Now Fenske's going to let him up. 23 seconds left to go. 7-2. 7-2. So again, for Patrick Woods here, I just don't want to get thrown to your back. Fenske coming with 100% go right now. And Patrick Woods has that mask on. Jamie, if you've ever wrestled with a mask, those are not very much fun to wrestle.
I haven't, but I've heard.
They just are not fun. They just, you can't breathe and you can't see everything. But I'll tell you what, Patrick Wood's getting after it right now, going right back to work with that snap down on Fenske. Front headlock by Woods. Fenske trying to short drag out of it, 4 seconds left to go. And Woods with a fine match here is going to beat Fenske by a score of 7-2. So a nice,
win.
Solid match. That was a good win. Solid match. 7-2. Again, right now the Assumption West Delaware duel is going the way of the West Delaware Hawks. That's nice to see. Fall down there on mat number 1 by Assumption. We got a match at 132 coming up in front of us. A very, very good Kellen O'Shea from Decorah taking on Connor Wickman from West Delaware. O'Shea, I believe, is ranked. Jamie, he might even be a place winner, state place winner. Oh, excuse me, got one more match. Wickman has to wait a match. So he is in the on-deck match. On-deck match for mat number 2.
Kellen O'Shea ranked 8th in the state in Class 3A.
Class 3A, so very good. So 145, the Hawks are done. 152, the Hawks are done. 160, we'll have Max Ridenauer. He has one more match left, and that will probably be at the very end. He will take on Lunsford from Fairfield. 170, that weight class is done. 182, we'll have Russell up at the end. He'll be taking on Spala from Fairfield. 195, Scotty Taylor will have 2 matches left. 220, Will Winger, we'll see him shortly. And at heavyweight, Richie Heverin from West Delaware will be wrestling for the silver medal. He will be taking on Omar Bejic from Waterloo East. He's a freshman, but he's a mountain of a freshman. Let's take a real short timeout, another timeout. We'll wait. All right, we'll wait for the Hawks to come back up to the mats. Stay with us. We've got some more action for you. You won't want to miss it right here at the Bob Murphy Invitational in the Seedorf Gymnasium. You're listening to Wrestling on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Back here at the Bob Murphy Invitational is Connor Wickman set to come up here against Kellen O'Shea at 138 pounds between these two. 132 pounds between these two. Bo Vasky already won the title at 138. So it'll be Wickman and O'Shea. O'Shea from Decorah. He is a senior as well as Wickman. So we are underway with Kellen O'Shea and Connor Wickman for the title at 132 pounds.
Oh, there's Wickman in on a double leg takedown, and I'll tell you what, that is 2. That is slick right there, Jamie Vasky. O'Shea is probably Decorah's best wrestler, I would say. And they've got some good young kids, well coached up there. But O'Shea ranked number 8 in Class 3A. I'll tell you what, Wickman right in on that high crotch fireman's cut across to a double, and tell you what, set O'Shea right on his backside. That's a great start for Connor Wickman. That is a great start. Again, this is for the gold medal right here. Nice tight waist on the whistle by Wickman. A switch attempt by O'Shea. Wickman drives O'Shea back over his hips. Sit out turning now by Wickman, or by O'Shea. Wickman follows and now stand up, splits the hands. A 1-point escape by O'Shea. Wickman's going to try to hit him with the neck wrench, and he's got him. He's got Wickman in the neck, O'Shea in the neck wrench off the edge of the mat. Oh, Connor Wickman, you got to pull him in. He's got the double spur locked up, and he's got to try to wiggle him back in. He might have him wiggled back in. That might be the fall. He's right on the orange. You got to scoot him in, Connor Wickman. Scoot him in. Oh, he's got the double spur in, and that's going to be a 2-point near fall. Wow, that's a matter of inches.
Wow.
He had O'Shea, got him with a neck wrench, stepped over, put the double spur in, locked him up, and O'Shea found the orange ring on the mat. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that was exciting right there, Connor Wickman. That would have been huge for the senior from West Delaware. And Jamie, we talked about that last year. Connor Wickman has moments of brilliance out on the mat, and if he can wrestle to his potential and ability every match, that's going to be huge for the Hawks.
And he can be very opportunistic at times. You look right there, he caught a neck wrench and had him on the edge of the mat. Now he's back in on another high crotch attempt.
Now, 1 point escape by O'Shea, and Wickman dives right back in. Let's see if he can turn this into 2. If he can grab the head of O'Shea, he's going to stack O'Shea up. And we're going to get, oh boy, had him loaded up. One as O'Shea went to a scissor around the head of Wickman. It's now 7-2. So a huge first period by Connor Wickman. There's a double by O'Shea, and he's in deep on Wickman. And Wickman's going to get set to his backside. And that's a 2-point takedown by O'Shea, 7-4 right now. So Connor Wickman has some work back to get back in this match. O'Shea climbs the body now of Wickman.
Over on mat number 1, Will Wenger up against Nakima Carter from Waterloo East, just underway, and that's a 2-point takedown for Will Wenger, and he leads it 2-0. Will Wenger has he is 2-0 on the day, as he's got 2 falls on the day, taking on Carter here in round number 4 for the 5-man brackets. Now he's got a half Nelson locked up on Carter, looking to turn him. He's picking up back points, looking for the fall. There it is. Will Wenger in 58 seconds is going to get the fall, his 3rd fall of the day for the Hawks at 220. And he will wrestle for the title at 220 pounds.
You know what this is? This is a huge confidence builder for Will Wenger. You know, get in there, and he's not only winning matches, Jamie, he's pinning people. And, that's what it's all about. Second period underway. Wickman is going to go down. And again, at the end of that second period, O'Shea had a tilt on Wickman, almost got 2. So if you're Connor Wickman, you've got to get back to your feet. Now sit out, turn in by Wickman, goes to a tripod. Spiral ride now by O'Shea. He's got the left arm of Wickman on an inside wrist. And he's in the thigh now. Cradle now by O'Shea. This could be trouble for O'Shea as he went to the cradle, and Wickman slipped his arm. I think they gave him a 2-point reversal and then 1 up. Escape. So he traded 2 for 1 right there. Once again, if Wickman...
So it should be 9-4. Or did they just give Wickman the 1 point? I think he waved off the 2-point reversal and
gave Wickman
the escape. So it's 8-4. Connor Wickman leads it.
Double attempt now by O'Shea. In deep again. He's going to set Wickman on his backside for 2-point takedown. Now it's 8-6. I'm surprised that O'Shea is not wrestling Wickman neutral. O'Shea reaches and chops that left arm, tries to set up a chicken wing, and Wickman quickly plants that left arm. Spiral ride now by O'Shea one more time, 57 seconds left to go. Connor Wickman has had O'Shea in trouble a couple of times and just has not been able to deliver the knockout punch. Claw ride now by O'Shea, and Wickman trying to sit out, turn in on O'Shea. 38 seconds left to go. Inside wrist now by O'Shea. Wickman content right now, staying on all fours. Now we're going to get stalling on Wickman. There's a cross body ride, double leg by O'Shea. Let's see if Wickman can work his way out of it. Cross body ride by O'Shea, and Wickman wiggles his way off the mat. And he got 20 seconds left to go. Boy, points here for Connor Wickman would be huge. Points would be huge for the senior from West Delaware. And we're going to get a caution against O'Shea. He popped right on top of Wickman before Wickman was set. Far knee, far ankle for O'Shea. Wickman tries to go to a switch off of it. Wisely covers up. 13 seconds left to go. There's a switch, turn in by Wickman. Goes right back to that neck wrench. Boy, needed to score 1 point there. Tried to go for that big move again, and O'Shea this time tightened it up. And let's see whose choice it's going to be. It's going to be O'Shea's choice to start the third. Wickman has been warned for stalling. O'Shea pops right back down, gets set. Wickman's going to ride the right side. There's a stand-up by O'Shea right on the whistle. There's a 1 point, no 1 point escape as Wickman dove in on a double. Nice job by Connor Wickman. Did not surrender that point. Again, for Connor Wickman right here, Jamie, you just got to ride tough, look for a pinning combination. O'Shea set, inside stand-up by O'Shea, and off the edge of the mat we go. 1:51 left. Coach Voss says, hey, trap that arm. Up on mat number 1, looks like we got Scotty Taylor for the Hawks coming up.
Yeah, I think they just moved him over to Matt. They just moved Scott over to that match. He's taking on Kilfoy.
Connor Wickman, he's got a front headlock with a cross knee pick. Oh, boy, once again, boy, he had O'Shea in trouble. O'Shea's going to pick up 1 for the escape, 2 for the takedown. He goes up 9-8 right now.
Can't go to your back here.
Boy, and he stepped in and he's got the leg of Connor Wickman turked. He's going to go cross face to far shoulder, and Wickman kicks the Turk out. And now you got to go, Connor Wickman. Get busy here. Score some points. Boy, once again, Jamie, a beautiful front headlock. He went to cross knee, and he just didn't quite tighten it up before he turned it. O'Shea wiggled his way out of it.
Now Scott Taylor up on mat number 1. He's taking on Payne Niedert from Waterloo East. As Niedert coming in here on the day. Niedert is 0-3 on the day. Taylor has wrestled twice. He's 2-0. As he had a fall in his first match in a 13-1 major decision in round 2, and he's got a 2-point takedown here on Niedert with 30 seconds into this match.
Well, back to action we go as Connor Wickman gets set. 51 seconds left to go. Short sit out now, turn in by Wickman. And once again, O'Shea counters that. Good hand control by Connor Wickman. He's got an inside wrist. He's controlling that right arm. Connor Wickman's going to come to sit out, turn in. Up to your feet, Connor Wickman. Up to your feet. Short sit by Wickman. Hard, tight waist and a chop by O'Shea. He's got the right arm of Connor Wickman now in back, trying to set up a chicken wing. 24 seconds left to go. Boy, you got to move. Connor Wickman, you need 1 to send this to overtime. 19 seconds left to go.
There's Scott Taylor with a cradle locked up on Niedert down on mat number 1. 43 seconds left to go in the first period. Trying to settle in. There it is. 1 minute, 21 second fall for Scott Taylor.
And 4 seconds left to go. A stand-up attempt by Wickman, and Kellen O'Shea is going to win this 9-8. Oh, boy, Jamie, that's a heartbreaker right there for Connor Wickman. That is a heartbreaker because you had O'Shea on his back 3 times for possible pins, and you couldn't quite deliver the knockout blow. Wickman will take the silver medal. Cody Sarr from Waterloo East will take the bronze. That's 3 seniors at weight class 132. So, wow, that was a tough one.
I believe Richie Hevron is up next on mat number 1.
And he'll be taking on the freshman from Waterloo East, Omar Betchik. Richie Hevron, hey, he's got that white singlet on. White singlet on, and this will be for the silver medal. The winner will take the silver. The loser will take the bronze, I believe. Well, we got a round robin. So I think Odin beat Betchik.
He did.
So Betchik has a good side roll. So what's going to have to happen here is Richie Hevron's going to have to control this freshman from Waterloo East. And again, Betchik very tall, got some heavy hips. So see if Richie Hevron can work that duck under. You saw him work that duck under against Odin to win 5-2. There he goes right back to work. There's that duck under. Boy, nice job. Now you got to watch it. Get out to the side and lock his hands again. Boy, they're going to have to work on that. He went to that double thigh ride and locked his hands around the stomach of Betchik.
He's learning. I tell you what, the team score, it's a pretty close race we got a little bit ago. It was 110 to 109 in favor of Davenport Assumption. Now it's 112 to 111 in favor of Davenport Assumption.
So Assumption took a lead.
It's going to come down to the wire here.
Yeah, it certainly is. So Richie Hevron's got an inside wrist on Betchik. He can get the fall right here.
Fall. There it is.
He's got Betchik on his back. There's the fall, 123. Hevron with the fall, 123.
101.
101. Oh, I'm watching the middle mat. Thank you very much. 101, Hevron. So he'll take the silver medal. That's a nice day. That's a nice day. And that's got to be a confidence builder for the senior from West Delaware. And again, what a story. What a story that is. And Richie has not been in the practice room for a couple of days, was on a trip. And so he said he was glad to be home. And we're glad to have him back in the lineup. solid match. So let's check out the skinny. So our heavyweights are done. 220 has one more round. We'll see Will Wenger here in a little bit taking on Scott from Fairfield. 195, Scotty Taylor has one more match. He'll be taking on Hager from Davenport Assumption. 182, Corey Russell will be taking on Spala from Fairfield. So we got these upper weights. 170, the weight class is over. 160, we should have Max Ridenauer will have one more match. He'll be taking on Lunsford from Fairfield. Weight class 152 is done. Weight class 145 is done.
The rest of them are done.
138, all of them are done.
Yep.
So we're waiting for our big people to finish up.
Five-person brackets. So they're probably going to have another break in here, because I'd imagine they got to give these guys that are in these five-man brackets, they got to give them time, their recovery time again. So it could this break might be a little bit bigger than the last couple, I would think. I'm not sure how they do that, because you look at Scott Taylor and Will Wenger, they just got done wrestling not that long ago, so, and they've got to wait 45 minutes, so it could be a little bit of a break here. But I tell you what, we can go through what we've got right now. As at 220, that's going to be a pin for the kid from Fairfield.
Assumption wrestler is a baby bull. He just looks like he could be a wrestler, but he's got turtleitis. He gets on that back and he can't get off.
I think they're going to give awards here, so we'll go through here. Why don't we go through what we have so far here for place winners. At 106 pounds, Joe Noak from Decorah is your champion. He went 2-0 against Nathan Moritz today from Waterloo East. 113 pounds, Patrick Woods goes 2-0. He's your champion. Jacob Fensky from Davenport Assumption went 1-1, and Carter Hubka from Decorah went 0-2. At 120 pounds, Brennan Gold from Davenport Assumption is your champion. He went 2-0. He defeated Logan Riley 9-0 in the championship match. Riley finishes in second place. He went 1-1 on the day. And Matthew Fullhart from Decorah went 0-2. 126 pounds, Sam Phillips is your champion as he goes 3-0 today. He defeated Kirk Momsen of Davenport Assumption 2-0 in overtime to win that championship at 126. Kirk Momsen finishes second with a 2-1 record. Devin Stortz from Decorah was 1-2, and Ryan Valenzuela finishes in fourth place as he goes 0-3. 132 pounds, your champion is Kellen O'Shea from Decorah. He goes 2-0 on the day, defeating Connor Wickman in the championship 9-8. Wickman will finish in second place as he went 1-1. Cody Sarr from Waterloo East went 0-2. 138 pounds, Bo Vasky from West Delaware is your champion as he won 5-4 over Nick Johnson from Davenport Assumption. Bo Vasky finishes the day 3-0. And Johnson finishes second with 2-1 record. Isaiah Mitchell from Decorah is third with a 1-2 record. And Sam Mosley from Decorah finishes in last place with an 0-3 record. 145 pounds, your champion is Tiante Parks from Davenport Assumption as he finishes 3-0. As the second place was Mason Steffen. He lost to Parks 9-0 in the second round. So Parks goes 3-0. Steffen finishes 2-1 and finishes in second place. Third place with a 1-2 record was Kennedy Folkedahl from Decorah. And in fourth place, Dallin King from Waterloo East finishes 0-3. 152 pounds, your champion is Danny Bush from Davenport Assumption as he goes 3-0 on the day. Alec Felstool from Decorah finishes in second with a 2-1 record. Timmy Tutton from West Delaware in third place. He went 1-2 on the day. He got a pin in his second round but lost in his first match and then lost against Bush in the last match. So Tutton finishes third, 1-2. Chase Pryor from Waterloo East finishes at 0-3. 160 pounds, as Roger mentioned, not over yet. Max Reinauer has one more match on the day. They're going to do them after the awards here, as those we'll get those matches underway for you when the rest time has been achieved there for those wrestlers. 170 pounds, your champion is Jake Voss from West Delaware, as he records 3 falls on the day, going 3-0 and taking the title here for the Hawks. Second place, Joe Argo from Davenport Assumption, 2-1 on the day. Austin Francisco finishes with a 1-2 record and in third place. And fourth place, Luke Dixon from Decorah finishes 0-3. 182 pounds has not been settled yet, as Coy Russell from West Delaware will wrestle one more time here today before we get this thing underway. So 182 not done. Same with 195, as Scott Taylor has one more match, as Scott Taylor will take on Hager from Davenport Assumption in round number 5. Same with 220. Will Wenger coming in here. He's got 3 falls on the day. Has one more match against Scott from Fairfield in the last round. And at heavyweight, it has been decided as well, as Carter Zidlicki from Decorah finishes 3-0, as he had a 12-6 win over Richie Hevron, who finished in second place for West Delaware with a 2-1 record. Hevron, we just called his match, getting the fall in that last round and helping the Hawks out and getting those bonus points. Third place was Jacob O'Dean from Davenport Assumption. He finishes 1-2 on the day. And in fourth place, Omar Bejic goes 0-3 for Waterloo East. Get updated team scores for you here as before we take our short break here. Updated team scores for you. In fifth place is Fairfield with 17 points. Fourth place, Waterloo East with 24. Third place is Decorah with 78 points. Second place, Davenport Assumption with 117 points. And in first place, West Delaware with 123 points. So it'll come down to these last matches. Take a look here. As at 160, we do not have a matchup. Trace Timmons from Davenport Assumption will wrestle Rittner from Decorah. Ridenauer wrestles Lunsford from Fairfield. At 182 pounds, Coy Russell will wrestle Spala from Fairfield. And the Davenport Assumption wrestler Gabe Rangel will have one more match as well. 195 pounds. We will have a matchup between the Hawks and the Knights, as Scott Taylor will wrestle Hager in that match. And at 220, both teams will have someone going. So it's going to come down to these 5-man brackets, and it'll be interesting to see how this thing finishes up. They're giving out awards. We'll take a short break and come back once those wrestlers are allowed to wrestle with that 45-minute break. So we will take a break, come right back at you here as you're listening to coverage of the Bob Murphy Invitational right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Hi, this is Jamie.
And just like Frosty the Snowman, we have to remind our listeners that we will be back someday every time we sign off, as we welcome you back to the Bob Murphy Invitational here at the Seedorf Gymnasium. We are underway with this last few matches. I believe there's 7 of them to take place here. And first up here for West Delaware is going to be Max Ridenauer, as Ridenauer will be taking on Bryce Lunsford from Fairfield in this match. Here, Ridenauer, I believe he's won 2 matches here today. So he would finish in, I believe, second place if he can win this match here.
Well, Jamie, it's this is all about the team title right here. The Hawks got to go perfect if they want a shot at Assumption. They've got a slim 2-point lead on Assumption going into these last few matches. So every win that the Hawks can get is going to be huge. Assumption's got some wrestlers going also, and this is what it's all about right here. 54 seconds left to go, first period. Lunsford and Ridenauer 0-0, both neutral. Hard collar tie by Lunsford. There's a high crotch attempt by Ridenauer. No penetration step there, so he's got to back out. Lunsford with an overhook on the right side of Ridenauer, trying to do a standing butcher, and Ridenauer's going to square up with him off the edge of the mat. They got to get a restart. So kind of herky-jerky with this rest time, Jamie, so we'll see how it affects these wrestlers. I don't know if it will or not, but, you wrestle, then you stand around, you wrestle, you stand around, and then you're finishing up here.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's been a lot of good. We've seen some good matches here today. Some ranked wrestlers going at it here in this tournament. So it's still been a good tournament so far. We've seen a lot of, like we said, we like to see good matches, and we've seen quite a few of them here, and we hope that can continue here in this last round.
You're exactly right. With 10 seconds left to go, Lunsford was in on a single. A nice down block by Ridenauer. And this first period might be 0-0. And we'll go to the second period to see who can score here. Hard collar tie by both wrestlers. And that's going to do it for the first period. So we're going to go to the second period with no score. As is the second period on the mat number 2 in our middle mat. That's, I believe, Rittner from Decorah and Timmons from Davenport Assumption going at it. So we'll see what happens here. All right, Lunsford's going to choose down. Right now up on top. And a nice deep waist far ankle by Ridenauer, and he drives Lunsford back down off the edge of the mat, so we're going to have to get a restart one more time. Lunsford down, Ridenauer goes to the right side, a switch attempt by Lunsford, a nice counter by Ridenauer with a tight waist and a chicken wing. Going to try to tighten up that chicken wing on the right side of Lunsford. Now Lunsford plants that hand, walks it forward, takes the chicken wing out. Ridenauer puts a cross body right in, it gets high. Boy, got to get that hip up. Lunsford trying to pull the hips of Ridenauer off the side, and Ridenauer's going to kick that leg free, and he might give up 1 point. He does. He gives up a 1 point escape to Lunsford.
One is better than two here, so nice job there by Max. You know, he could have been in trouble there a little bit, but he did a nice job of just giving him the escape.
Ridenauer drops in on a single, and again, Jamie, no penetration step there, and it's going to be close to giving up a 2, and he's going to give up a 2-point takedown to Lunsford. Boy, just kind of dropped into that signal with no penetration step, and well, if you don't penetrate, that's what happens.
Yeah, it is, and you know, it was kind of a half shot there by Ridenauer, but you know what? He's got to get out of here. He's got plenty of time. Minute left to go here in the second period, so he's got to come up here, build a base, and get out and get a point here, get a couple points here in the second period yet.
Yeah, he has to. It's going to be his choice to start the third period. So he's down by 3, so 1 and 2 would tie it. 2 would close it within a gap here. So, boy, you just got to get up and get moving. Hard chop, tight waist by Lunsford. Ridenauer finds himself belly down in the center of the mat. 42 seconds left to go. Still no score on the middle mat with Assumption and Decorah going at it. Long switch now by Ridenauer. Let's see if he can finish it. And not going to happen. Oh, nice neck wrench by Ridenauer as he tossed Lunsford on his back, but off the edge of the mat. Boy, that was nice. But it didn't count for any points.
30 seconds left to go in the second period.
Well, you got to score 1 here, Jamie. You don't want to go that third period down by 3. Nice tight waist chop by Lunsford. Finds Ridenauer down on his belly one more time. 24 seconds left to go. Hard tight waist with the right. Chop with the left as Lunsford jumps over to the left side of Ridenauer. Ridenauer now trying to get his base up and having a difficult time. And we're going to go to the third period, and Ridenauer is going to be down by 3. Lunsford trying to load up a cradle right here, and that's going to do it.
I tell you, going here to this third period, Max has got to have a better first move if he's going to choose down, because you know it seems both times he's gotten bitten underneath, and we've had restarts. He's gotten broke down, and then he hasn't been able to get back up. So he's got to have a good first move here to try to get out of here.
Yeah, that's what Coach Voss said. Brace yourself and then come to your stand-up. That's what he did that time. That was a nice job. Good hand control. Lunsford drops in on a single. Hard whizzer by Ridenauer, and he's going to drop Lunsford off the edge. And one more time. That's a nice move right there. That's what Ridenauer's got to do from the whistle, from the get-go. And here's a restart, 147. And Lunsford drops over to the left side, or the right side this time, and rides. And it's a chop and a tight waist. And Ridenauer has got to build his base from that point. He can't go down to his stomach. And he is down to his stomach right now. Lunsford has a definite advantage trying to roll that inside wrist. He's got to build a base. 124 left to go. Nice move by Decorah.
Rittner.
There's a tilt attempt by Lunsford. Ridenauer again's got to be careful here. Now you got to go, Max Ridenauer. You got to move. 107 left to go. Got to get off the edge of the mat, get a restart. Got to get a restart, get up. 59 seconds. There's a situation that you work on in the room. You're down by a minute, or you're down by 3 with a minute to go. You got to score 1, then score 2. Here's a restart, and there's a chop by Lunsford one more time. Ridenauer's got to clear that right arm. Now he's going to try to come to a stand-up. Now he's to his feet, and Lunsford's going to push him off the edge of the mat one more time. 48 seconds left to go. Still time. Still time. 48.4 seconds left to go. Lunsford riding. Let's see if he rides the right side. Yes, he does. Right back to that right side. There's that chop. Ridenour's plants, post, gets to his feet, outside stand-up. That's going to fight hands. Let's see if he can score one. He's going to turn and face. Now 2-point takedown, ties it. 35 seconds left to go. Ridenour gets up, bounces back and forth. Lunsford gives him a straight arm to the forehead. Ridenour's got to penetrate that defense. 28 seconds left to go. Short stance as Lunsford lowers his level. Underhook by Lunsford, overhook by Ridenour. 20 seconds. He's got to set up a shot here off the edge of the mat one more time. Got to set up a shot. Got to set up a shot right here. 15 seconds left to go. Got time for one shot, Max Ridenour. Stuff and go right there. Blocking off is Lunsford. High crouch attempt by Ridenour. 9 seconds left to go, and that's going to do it right there. That was his shot, and it's not going to happen. 3-1. Lunsford's going to win that. 3-1, so Ridenour, I believe, will settle for third place, I think, Jamie.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a couple.
It could be fourth.
There's a couple of them that are.
They'll have to figure that out.
Because Rittner really would have made a big mess out of this thing at 160 because if Rittner was leading with 10 seconds left to go and gave up a takedown. If he'd have won that, there would have been a lot of guys, and Ridenour would have won. There would have been a lot of guys sitting there at 3-1.
You're exactly right. It would have come down to, I don't know how I'm sure they have a way to figure it out. Well, West Delaware lost. Assumption won, so Assumption's going to have a slim lead. And Gabe Rangel is up for Assumption in the middle of the mat, and Coy Russell is up for West Delaware. Again, Coy Russell taking on Spalla from Fairfield. And Coy Russell just got to open up and get after Spalla. Just underway here. Weight class 182. The Hawks have Will Wenger left. They have Scotty Taylor left. And they've got Coy Russell. So they've got to win all three of these matches, I think, to have a shot at winning this tournament. Spalla from Fairfield. Coy Russell from West Delaware. And Russell loses his headgear. And he'll get it reposted here. Back on, get it snapped in place. And here we go, 1:13 left to go. And Gabe Rangel throws, let's see, he's wrestling Adam from the core. There's the fall. Rangel will win by a fall. Locked up that neck wrench. And Scotty Taylor has an Assumption wrestler. So, tell you what, it's going to be huge. I'll tell you what, there's a double leg takedown. There's a freight train double by Coy Russell. And he drove Spalla right to his backside and posted him. I'm telling you what, that was a very, very nice double. He just exploded through the legs and the hands of Spalla and just knocked him on his backside. Boy, we're going to get warning on Spalla. Russell's going to chop that left arm and drive Spalla over to his left shoulder. Let's even take him to his back. All right, down on mat number 2, we have Scotty Taylor taking on Hager from Davenport Assumption. We don't know a thing about Hager other than he's going to try to throw Scotty Taylor to his back. He hits him in a snapback. He's got Scotty Taylor on his back. And this could be huge right here, Jamie Vasky. Hager's got Scotty Taylor on his back, and that looks like that's going to be a fall. Referee's down looking close. That is tight. I don't know how you get out of that. There's the fall.
28 seconds.
Hager with the fall. That might have just cooked the proverbial goose of the West Delaware Hawks right there. Hager with the fall. He got caught in a snapback. And it's going to be close. Will Wenger gets a fall. If Coy Russell gets a fall, Will Wenger gets a fall. This could be real close. We'll just kind of see what happens here. There's a one-point escape by Coy Russell. And Spalla dives in on Russell and does not get the 2 off of it. So you got to go back to the center of the mat. Weight class 220, Scott from Fairfield and Wenger from West Delaware. So we'll see what happens here. Haven't been watching Scott all day, but I think he's got a pretty decent record. 3-0 lead for Coy Russell. Takedown and an escape. Like to see him shoot that double again, just explode right through the hands. There's a long double shot by Spala and a nice down block by Russell. And they're going off the edge one more time. Back to the center of the mat they go. Russell trying to work some hand control on Spala, trying to set up that double. Hard collar tie now by Russell. Working the head, snapping the head back and forth. We'll see if he can set up that double again. Retie by now by Spala. There's that double leg by Russell, back in deep. Let's see if he can climb the body and set Spala to his back. He picks up 2. He's going to step over the legs. And he picked up 2. 1:07 left to go, second period. That was a very, very nice double again by Coy Russell. Got in deep and drove it for the takedown. Could be stalling again on Spala as he's bottled up underneath, sitting over both hands. Russell's trying to scoop out that inside wrist. Off the edge of the mat they go. Scott and Wenger going at it on mat number 2. And a lot of pummeling going on by these two guys. Inside control. Wenger's trying to snap Scott down. And there's a nice chicken wing by Russell. Let's see if he can take Spala to his back. Boy, he's got the wing in. Let's see if he can dump him with it. Scott with a single on Wenger.
Short
Two
time
back,
here.
2 back and 1 escape by Russell. Russell had Spala on his back and couldn't quite finish the job, but he got 2 near fall and 1 escape. I'll tell you what, got to get need 2 falls here, I think, Jamie.
Yeah, Wenger did a nice job of fighting out of that single leg and not giving up any points there. So that's what you like to see. Not giving up points when you need it because, like you said, we need some big points here out of these two.
And another double leg takedown by Russell. He leads now 9-1. And we'll see what happens here this third period. It's going to be Spala's choice. Scott chooses down to start the second period on mat number 2. Will Wenger up on top. Did a nice job riding side to side. And we'll see if Will Wenger can turn this into some pack points. Scott reached back and tried to grab the leg of Will Wenger, and Wenger slapped a cross body ride in him. Now Wenger getting a little bit high. We're off the edge of the mat. I'm not sure if that's where Coach Lenz wants Will Wenger with the cross body ride in. Spala chooses down, inside wrist by Russell, and he just can't seem to turn as Spala. He's had his way with him on his feet. Now he's got a chicken wing. Let's see if he can tighten it up. Dig that chicken wing in on the left side, then tighten it up. Will Wenger has Scott down now. Far knee, far ankle. That's doing a nice job controlling hips. Russell's digging that wing in right now, and he's going to try to load Spala up. I think if he's got a half Nelson, that's a nice job. Now he's got that wing. Let's see if he can settle back now. And he's got Spala on his back, and Spala rolls through one more time. And Russell gets a little bit in trouble, gets a little high. Now he's got to pull himself back behind the hips. 57 seconds left to go. 9-1. That's a major decision, but West Delaware Hawks need to fall. Scott now in the middle mat with a 1-point escape. Now leads Will Wenger 1-0 with 41 seconds left to go. 42 seconds left to go in this match. Coy Russell looking for the championship here. Well, he'll be second place as Gabe Rangel from Assumption will win the championship there. Coy Russell trying to pick up the silver medal. 31 seconds left to go, and we got headgear, so we've got to get reset. Spala's going to go down. Coy Russell up on top. 19 seconds left to go. Will Wenger and Scott from Fairfield. Scott hanging on to that 1-point lead. Sit out, turn in by Spala. Russell does a nice job following him. 24 seconds left to go. Warning on Spala, 1 point for Russell. It's now 10-1. And again, needs a pin. Well, we'll be anxious to see how this team title comes out. I think Assumption might be up by about 4 points or something right now, so we'll see. This Russell win will help by a major. But Assumption had 2 pins in this round. So there's a nice major decision. Russell will take the silver medal. Now it's going to be up to Will Winger for the West Delaware Hawks. As he's going to choose down to start this third period. Scott up on top. 1:44 left to go. Inside stand-up by Winger, and Scott drives him off the edge of the mat. Scott with a heavily bandaged left shoulder. Will Winger set. Scott up on top. There's a tight waist with a chop by Scott. Winger trying to get back to his feet. Tight waist, far ankle by Scott. Drives Winger over to his hip. Winger's trying to post forward, but Scott keeps reaching back and picking up that ankle. Now he drives Winger flat, and Winger is in trouble. He's on his stomach, and boy, that's a bad place. You don't want to be at that point right now,
When you're
Jamie.
already trailing, you don't want to be on your stomach.
You're only down by one. You got to get a flurry going right here if you're Will Winger. And he can wrestle. He's shown that he can flurry, but you're down to a minute left to go in the match, and you're down by a point. Well, you've got to find some way to get to your feet and at least score one. Coach Voss says, hey, post and come up. Post those two front arms and come up. Don't get chopped off to your side. Widen your base out. There's a nice job. Winger to his feet. There's the 1 point. Now you got to set up a good takedown here. Now you got to set up a 2-point takedown right here. Headbutt by duck under attempt by Scott. Nicely countered by Winger. 1-0. 44 seconds left to go. I want to set up one good shot here if you're Will Winger. 38 seconds left to go. Hard collar tie throw by attempt by Scott. Nicely countered by Winger as he turns and faces Scott. Snap down attempt by Winger. 28 seconds left to go. Throw by attempt by Scott. Scott dives in on a double. Tries to take Winger to his backside, and Winger off the edge of the mat. Snap and circle. Coach Lenz, Coach Hatfield up off of their chairs. Tell the young man to circle. At this point, Jamie, I think right now you take him into overtime. You got 18 seconds left. Oh, there was the shot right there. 11 seconds left to go. And we're going to go to overtime. 7 seconds left to go. And Winger loses his headgear. 4 seconds left to go. We're going to have overtime. And we're still working heavy on the head. And there's the whistle. We're going to go overtime. And here we go. First takedown. Now you practice this situation too, Jamie. You got overtime. First takedown wins. You got a minute left. Crank up 1 minute on the clock. And now you got a battle. After Will Winger, you're looking for a good collar tie. You're looking for a snap down. You're looking for a throw by. Scott's doing a nice job staying heavy on Will Winger's head. Winger's trying to work some hand control. There's Winger with the duck under attempt. Gets back on his heels. Scott comes after him, and they go off the edge. There's a duck under attempt by Scott. And once again, Will Winger squares off and counters it. 35 seconds left to go. Scott very heavy on the head, frustrating Will Winger a little bit. 29 seconds left to go. We'll see if Scott looks like he's trying to load up that double shot again. 20 seconds left to go. Neither wrestler had an attempt at a leg shot here. They're both working the head. 14 seconds left to go. Hard collar tie by both wrestlers. 10 seconds left to go. Overtime. And it looks like we might go into period number 5. 4 seconds left to go. And I'm not sure whose choice it's going to be. And we're going to period number 5. And let's see whose choice. It's going to be Scott's choice. Scott's going to go down. Now you got to ride him for 30 seconds. Well, Will Winger's got that question mark on his face there, Jamie. It's just like I'm not quite sure. Hey, Winger gets a little bit high. That's going to be a 1-point escape for Scott. Okay, now you got to keep wrestling here. A 2-point takedown for Winger would be huge here. You don't want to give up 2 if you're Winger. Winger flat out on his stomach. He latches onto the leg of Scott, and he's going to pick up 2. Winger's on his back, and he's going to get stuck. Scott has Winger on his back and he's going to get stuck. There's the fall right there. And Jamie, you could see that on the, you can just kind of see that on the face of Will Winger. And Scott in the 5th period takes the win. He snapped down. He forced Winger into a bad shot, snapped him down to his belly, spun around. Winger tried to hang on to the leg, and that was it.
Good tournament, though. I mean, Winger's going to finish in 2nd place here on the day. So, that's like you mentioned earlier, that's a big confidence booster for Will.
That is. You're wrestling behind some real outstanding wrestlers last year. Now you get your chance to step in the varsity lineup and shine a little bit. You come out in your first tournament, now you take that silver medal against some quality people, and you know what? That's gonna pay dividends in the long run. Well, are you ready for your summary, or you want to take
we've done most of it. So
okay. We're waiting for some final team scores, I believe.
I know we're waiting. Are all the
I
matches?
think all the matches are over.
Okay, so we will go through here.
We'll see if we can get some.
Get the final results of where everybody's at. As at weight class, we started at 160 here. Max Ridenauer, you mentioned it. There was 3 guys in that bracket that finished 2-2 at weight class 160, and Max Ridenauer was the lowest of the one. As Trace Timmons from Davenport Assumption is your champion, went 4-0 today. Bryce Lunsford from Fairfield, 2nd place with a 2-2 record. Cody Rittner from Decorah, 3rd place with a 2-2 record. Max Ridenauer in 4th place with a 2-2 record. Jordan Evans from Waterloo East finishes at 0-4 and 5th place.
So that match, you went from 2nd to 4th. That was a tough one. Yep.
182 pounds. Your champion is Gabe Rangel from Davenport Assumption. As he's your champion, he goes 4-0 on the day. Coy Russell, your runner-up, he goes 3-1 on the day. Maxwell Spala from Fairfield, he went 2-2 on the day and finishes in 3rd place. Eric Glider from Waterloo East is 1-3. He finishes in 4th place. And Jared Adam from Decorah goes 0-4 on the day and finishes in 5th place. At weight class 195, your champion is Chase Hager from Davenport Assumption, as he goes 4-0 on the day as he pins Scott Taylor in 28 seconds in that championship match to take the title. Scott Taylor finishes in 2nd place as he goes 3-1 on the day. Your 3rd place finisher is Randall Pugh of Fairfield. Your 4th place finisher, Daniel Ott of Decorah. And your 5th place finisher is Payne Niedert from Waterloo East. And our last one here, weight class 220, your champion is Brett Scott of Fairfield. Your runner-up is he goes 4-0. Your runner-up is Will Wenger from West Delaware. He went 3-1 on the day. 3rd place, Alex Kilfoy from Davenport Assumption. 4th place, Nakima Carter from Waterloo East. And your 5th place finisher going 0-4, it was Grant Grinna, of Decorah. And those final team scores that you mentioned, we'll take a look at them here real quick. As in 5th place, Waterloo East with 26 points. Fairfield in 4th place with 41 points. Decorah in 3rd place with 82 points. West Delaware in 2nd place with 143. And Davenport Assumption wins it by 11 with 154 points. So Davenport Assumption won a lot of matches in that last round and got a lot of bonus points. The Hawks were able to win a couple, but just couldn't quite get those bonus points. And the Hawks will finish as a runner-up this year. They came back from a long ways down last year and nipped Davenport Assumption at the end. But this year the Hawks are going to fall a little short, 11 points short of that title, as we will try to see if we can take a short break and catch up with Coach Voss in a little bit. So we will take a break, come right back, as this is the Bob Murphy Invitational on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Good, you hear me? Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the first annual Bob Murphy Wrestling Invitational. They're handing out the last few awards, and I'm telling you what a day it was. 5 teams here, and we had some outstanding wrestlers here today, and turned into a two-horse race here with the Davenport Assumption Knights winning this by 11 points. They had a very solid final round, and I'm telling you what, we can see why they're ranked number 2 right now, or number 1. Doesn't matter what poll you're looking at. They're one of the top 2A teams in the state. They've got some outstanding individuals and some outstanding team depth, and they showed that in the last couple of rounds today. And the West Delaware Hawks losing by 11, but again, showing some wrestling some great matches, showing some good promise, and I'm telling you what, it's going to be a fun year, and the West Delaware Hawks will improve. They look pretty good today. They haven't wrestled since last Tuesday, and they look very, very good today. And we're going to Jamie's down on the floor right now, trying to get Coach Voss corralled. And I'm not sure if he's in the talking mood, but Jamie's trying to corral him. But anyway, the West Delaware Hawks crowned some champs today. They crowned some champs today, and they wrestled some really, really good matches and some bright spots of the day. You got to look at Rich Heverin at heavyweight. You got to look at Will Wanger, Coy Russell. Some of those guys are just getting their first varsity matches, getting their legs under themselves, so to speak, and having a good showing today. Bo Vasky wrestling some outstanding matches. Also today. Hat's got to be off to him, as wrestling very, very well today. So lots to build on, and lots to get ready for. The Hawks will wrestle Thursday, and we'll wrestle next Saturday in a very tough Cedar Rapids extravaganza, and that will be quite a day of wrestling. That will be a dual meet tournament. The format is not out for that yet, but that'll take place at Cedar Rapids Kennedy and Cedar Rapids, Washington next week, and Jamie and I will be down there. So Jamie has Coach Voss corralled right now. So I think
and Coach Voss joins me now. Coach,
go ahead.
Last year at this tournament, you guys found yourselves in a big deficit. Were able to come back at the end. You guys got a lot of bonus points early against Davenport, or against everybody here, and had a favorable lead. But again, the way this sets up, it doesn't take much for a team to come back, and they had a better round later in the day than you guys did. Come up a little short here today.
Well, the tournament was set up so the best guys were wrestling at the end, and we were matched up with Assumption a lot at the end of the day. So, I saw a lot of progress out of all of our kids, and that's kind of where we're at right now. It's about making progress every day, and we saw that.
How big is it for some of these younger guys or inexperienced guys winning a few matches today? You know, Will Wanger's a couple seconds away, he's overtime away from winning a title here. Richie Heveron getting a couple big wins today, Max Ridenauer, some of these younger guys getting in there, getting those matches in, winning a couple matches. How big is that for their confidence moving forward?
Well, I think it's pretty big. It's they're just missing mat time, and today they all got 2, 3, 4 matches, and that's all these guys are missing right now. And now it's just a matter of how much we can improve off the experience we have, and that's yet to be seen. But I think we looked a lot better than we did on Tuesday night. So we just got to keep making progress, because we're gonna face tough teams like this week in and week out.
Well, you guys did have some good things today. Besides the progress, Patrick Woods winning a good match against a ranked opponent in the finals there. Had a couple more champs. Bo Vasky getting a championship today. Jake Voss, and just there were a lot of good things besides the progress that the leaders on this team doing what they should.
Yeah, I think there's definitely competition here for the guys to compete against, and I think the guys that we have with experience perform pretty well, which is what we're counting on to help the team keep progressing, and the other guys are making up ground. So it's just going to be a work in progress, and Assumption's one of the top teams in the state, and we went toe-to-toe with them, and so we're going to see them again too. So all these good teams, we're going to be able to measure our progress as the season goes. So today's kind of a starting point with them, and I think we're headed in the right direction, and we just gotta keep headed that way.
All right, Coach Voss, thanks a lot. Good job today. All right, Roger, that's going to probably do it for us here, as the West Delaware Hawks, as we mentioned, falling by 11 points here today against Davenport Assumption. Finishing third was Decorah, Fairfield, and Waterloo East round out that top 5. But I tell you what, the wrestling season has officially started, Roger. We're here and we're ready for this season to get underway. Next week, you and I will have Tri-Rivers area wrestling from Edco on Tuesday night, as I believe it's Maquoketa Valley, Edco, and North Lynn will wrestle in a triangular up in Edco on Tuesday night, and then next week we'll head to DeWitt with West Delaware, I believe Mount Vernon, and Central DeWitt themselves. So a good tournament here for the Hawks. We saw some improvement, and they'll continue to look forward here.
Oh, you're exactly right, Jamie. This was a good opener, and again, as Coach Voss said, you want your guys to get their feet wet today, and this was a great tournament for your younger guys to come out and wrestle hard and do a good job.
Oh, they really did. Well, that's going to do it for us here from the Bob Murphy Invitational. A good one it was. We saw a lot of good action, as we will see throughout the rest of the season. We'll be back, as we mentioned, Tuesday night with that Tri-Rivers Conference Wrestling meet up at Edco. I'd like to thank Dennis Robertson for coming in and running the boards for us this afternoon and this morning. We really appreciate that. Most of all, I'd like to thank you, the listeners, for tuning in, and our sponsors for everything they do for us, keeping us on the air throughout the entire wrestling season. For my partner, Roger Reed, this is Jamie Vasky reminding you that when you tune us in, we're going to turn you on to the best wrestling in Eastern Iowa right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Have a good rest of your Saturday evening, everybody.
Listening to West Delaware Wrestling.
Thanks, Jamie. Take care.
You want to hit stop?